Hey everyone, this is David Asarnow with Business Oxygen, and we are live right now with an amazing opportunity. We have a group of franchisees for In-Home Pet Services, the franchise company. Now, I want to acknowledge you all for coming here and taking time out of your valuable schedule. I know you're all busy, and I have a couple questions for you. I talk to a lot of people regarding businesses and business opportunities and should they go it alone or should they franchise. I have a question for you. Why? Because it's a big decision. Why did you decide to invest in a franchise versus going it alone? And just shout out. I mean, just say who you are, where you're from, if you like, and then we'll just go around the room. I'm just curious.
Yeah, for us, it's because there's a proven track record and there's a plan set in place that we can depend on. And
it was pretty foolproof. Like we didn't know too much about this business before getting into it, but the training was so thorough, and it just really made it easy for us to know that we're going to be successful if we just all the details, and we plan on doing that. We're brand new. We open tomorrow, so.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm Heather from Nassau's Gold Coast, and I just want to say, for a perfect example, I had a friend from Florida this weekend who is up here visiting, very interested in the franchise, but she would be the first out-of-state franchise, and she asked me, should I do it alone or should I do the franchise? I mean, what would you really get for the franchise? I apologize for my dog barking.
Hi, Herbie.
Hi, Herbie.
I showed her the material.
Herbie, shush!
I'm sorry? Hold on. I'm sorry. You want to interview someone else for a second? I'll quiet him up. Or is he
No problem. We deal with what emerges. We're talking about pets. We have one. We have one here.
I just showed her all the materials and resources and tools that the franchisor gave me, and said, and she even looked at just a checklist that I bring to a consult today, because she came with me and waited in the car, and she said, see, I would never know to ask these questions. Is the dog on medications? How does the dog react with other dogs outside? She's like, I wouldn't know any of this. That's just one example. I mean, there's so many reasons, but I have every resource and tool to run my business, and I didn't have to do anything. Robin planned out everything for me, for all of us, step by step. We knew what to do from day one, and it just made it simple and easy, and if you didn't know how to run a business, you learned it right away.
So the old adage, you're in business for yourself and not by yourself, would you say that really holds true?
I'm sorry. Herbie's so loud. I'm so sorry. Shh, Herbie. I'm going to lift him up. Hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Yes, I'll answer that question. Yes. The old adage is completely true, because we feel like we've got so much support, and not even just from Robin, the owner, but all of the other franchisees, like everybody we've met, we love. And we feel like we'd hang out with these people anyway. So it's really great to have that support. And we know we can call anybody with any problems or questions or concerns, and they'll totally help us. So.
Well, since you brought this up, let's talk about support, because I can tell you, in franchising, every franchise company out there is going to say, we support our franchisees like crazy. So how are you supported?
I can say, from knowing Robin and working with her for several years now, I don't think that there's any other franchise founder or president that I can call with a concern or issue at midnight, if need be, that's going to sit there with me and figure it out and just work with you and follow up with you the next day, how to go. She's very dedicated to making everyone successful, which makes you feel a sense of you're on your own, but you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Now, how long have you been involved as a franchisee?
I am a franchisee for a year this month.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've been with the company for a total of 5.5 years.
So this is an interesting question then, because you actually worked for the franchisor. You worked for the franchisor location, and then you
Yes.
decided to open up your own.
Correct.
Okay.
I was with Robin for 4 years as her office manager.
Awesome. Now I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why if you knew the in and outs, what made you decide to invest in a franchise and become a franchisee?
Well, that's a little easy for me to answer because it was just very simple. She knows the game. She knows the business. She does it, and she does it well. And there's nothing that I ever saw another franchise that was already established while I was working there that she didn't commit to helping them 110%. And when you have someone that's willing to do that for you, it's why do it alone when you're still on your own, but you have the help.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I mean, that, by the way, that does say a lot when you were with the company for over 4 years and then you decided to become part of it again in another way.
Yeah, I never even thought of completely going. I knew I wanted to do it, but I knew I wanted to stay with the company.
Awesome. Anyone else have anything to say as far as what it's like to be supported as a franchisee?
David, I could honestly say that I talk to Robin almost every day or every other day. I could ask her a question day or night. And when people look at the website, that we have a whole franchise section, everything that it says you get as a franchisee, you could think all you want in the beginning. I didn't know if it was true until I became a franchisee. And every single thing that's stated that you get support, you get, the materials, you get the tools, the resources, everything was 100% true. And I tell everybody all the time, it's the best thing I ever did. I love working with animals. I love running my own business. And then I do have the support from Robin and the other franchisees all the time. We all recommend clients to each other. So we have a big, huge family of referrals. It's just, it's a no-brainer. I have a groomer that refers me to everybody in one specific town.
Yeah.
And she handed me a bunch of cards when I'm looking for a dog walker and said, here you go. Here's some people who tried it on their own and never made it. Maybe they'll work for you. So that's a perfect example. They tried it on their own and they didn't make it. And I didn't call them because I want to find someone who didn't try it on their own. I want somebody, a little out of the realm of that. But she handed me a whole handful of cards and said, these people all tried themselves. They didn't make it.
So this brings up a really good question. Then, why do so many people think that why do people try to go it alone? I mean, they say, well, I can walk pets. I mean, it sounds easy. True.
It does sound easy, and that's what my friend was asking me this whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I said, Tara, you could go and try to make up business cards and hand them out, and they're going to say the same thing they said to me when I opened, and we're told to try to go to the veterinarians and the pet stores and the groomers and give out your card. Some of them are like, go ahead, put it on our shelf, and some of them said, who are you? We don't know who you are. Where are your references? We don't know to trust you. We're not going to refer our clients to you. So that's why if you go out on your own and there's no reputation behind you, for 10 years we're around, and everybody knows us on Long Island and New York area. We have thousands of references.
Well, that's another thing you just brought up, because you guys are actually an award-winning franchise. You were rated one of the top businesses in Long Island, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
How does that help? Does that help you get business when you knock on someone's door, you sit down, and you have a consult with them?
I bring a portfolio with me, and it's just in there to show them, and they just smile. They want to like you. They want to know you and like you, but when I go through my book and say, we won Best Pet Sitting last year of 2012, they're like, oh, that's nice, but it goes along with they already know they want to use us because their friend referred them already, or the groomer referred me already. And I asked the consultation today I went on, do you want to go through my book and I could tell you all about me and everything that the business is about? And she's like, no, the groomer Laura referred you. I don't need to know anything.
So you guys
if they referred you, we trust you.
So it's the built-in credibility. So
yes.
Okay, let's have some fun. What's your favorite type of pet and breed if it's a dog?
I like the really big dogs. Like we have one English Mastiff that's about 200 pounds.
Uh-huh.
They're the most fun to watch.
I would say they're fun. Sound like they're fun to ride.
Yeah, not fun to clean up after, but besides that, everything else is fun.
I love them all, but I'm partial to the large breeds, but I do love the little guys too.
Anyone else?
I'm the opposite. I love little mini dachshunds.
Yeah, I fell in love with a rat terrier yesterday at the old Westbury Gardens. So
Dude,
that's my favorite.
He really fell in love. Like it was like love at first sight, like in the movies where they like run in slow motion towards each other.
Wait, I
Chariots of Fire.
Terrier.
Probably not.
He made it the screenshot on his phone.
Oh my God.
Dude, he doesn't even own this dog. He's obsessed. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? That says something. You guys, it sounds like you love what you do.
Yeah.
So how much was loving pets part of choosing this as a business?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Now, if someone says like pets, would you recommend, if they don't love pets, would you recommend this business? Or say, I love pets, I love cats, I love dogs. Would this be the business for them?
They have to love animals.
You have to love it.
Absolutely love animals because you're with them day and night. Your life is surrounded by animals, so they better love them.
Now, we all have challenges in business. Everyone does. What are some of the biggest challenges you all have faced, and how did you overcome them? And then also, as a caveat to that, what support tools, if any, did you receive from your franchisor to overcome these challenges?
I want to say some of early on doing it, you're working a lot in the beginning on your own before you have staff and stuff like that. A lot of it is the scheduling. It takes a lot of time and a lot of attention. And I mean, of course, if you went to Robin with a question about your scheduling, she'd sit down and say, well, let's go over it. What time are your clients? What are this? What are that? It's just a lot of time, and you have to pay very close attention to what you're doing as far as scheduling.
And what?
David, I was going to say, being organized is very essential in this type of business because you want to be on time to appointments. You don't want to miss an appointment. Your clients are counting on you. So the schedule is so important for this line of work. And, Robin teaches us in the training, and, she's great keeping us in line. So, right?
Any other challenges that you guys face besides scheduling?
I would say just the whole rhythm of everything you're doing. Like, you have to get into a routine of just like how you do the scheduling, and then you do it the way you do the invoicing, and just like everything, bringing, if you have to bring a new notebook to a client and doing the consults, just getting into a whole rhythm of like what you do every day.
So it sounds like this. Say that again, please.
A lot of notes to self.
Yeah.
Do this,
yes.
do that.
It's good to have an iPhone.
Dude, a nice ad for Apple today, right?
Yeah. Not me. Or any smartphone, but I'm partial to the iPhone.
So basically, it sounds like the biggest challenges are learning how to run and operate a business, the standard things that go into it, and then making sure you're just documenting or following the documented processes, procedures to be successful. Would that be
David, I want to add that I think people think this line of work could be just, it's like you're not really working, you're walking dogs, like they don't take it seriously, but I mean, this is a business, and it's an investment, and you're putting like a lot of time into it. I don't know, does everyone agree? Heather, what do you think? It's just...
Of course, it's a huge... time management is basically what we're saying is the biggest challenge, because every client basically wants the same thing. If it's a working client, they want midday. So we could have 30 appointments that they want between 12 and 1. So we have to have enough staff to cover that. You have to figure out the route of how you're going to go from within that time frame, but that's our biggest main time frame when people have a work day and they want a daily walk. We have all other sorts of walks, of course, night walks, weekend walks, people on vacation go take care of their cat once a day. It could be any time. Sometimes they don't care, but
yeah.
And I think
time management is a huge, huge responsibility for us. So that's the biggest challenge.
And I think the great thing also is that twice a year we have franchisee meetings to go over our challenges and, you know, kind of get ideas from everybody else how they overcame everything. We get a lot of advice from Robin as well of how to overcome and new ideas and maybe a situation somebody came across that we haven't experienced yet. So it's I think that's a great thing too.
Cool. Anything else anyone would like to add? So what message do you have for people who are thinking of going it alone in your line of work?
Well, you know that I can't quote the actual number statistic right now, but if anybody looks up franchises versus trying to open a business on your own, there's whatever percentage chance of succeeding with a franchise, just say is 90% compared to whatever percent trying it on your own. I mean, it's a statistic. It's facts.
Maybe that stack of business cards that you got says a lot right there, doesn't it?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, that stack of business cards didn't you get from was it the groomer?
Oh, yeah. From the groomer. She said, you know, I said, I'm looking for people. You're always giving me people, but I need people. That's my biggest challenge. I need staff all the time. I grow every week. I just get new clients constantly now. And I have 3 people working for me. I opened about 1 year and 3 months ago, and I can't keep up with the business. I need more people.
You need more good people, it sounds like, obviously.
Yeah. And the groomer said, should I cut back on giving you business? You don't say no, but I just work day and night because I'm not going to, you know, that's how I am. I'm a hard worker, and I'm going to put 100% into this.
Well, it sounds like you're on a good growth curve. Now, have you ever been afraid to go in a home with a pet, and how did you overcome it?
Well, I've never been afraid, and we always do a consultation prior to actually going in on our own. We always meet the people and meet the dog, and you know, if it's a larger breed, if the dog is a little skittish around you, I don't think the owner wants you to come in if the dog's going to attack you either way. But sure. I mean, there's always situations where you're like, I hope it works out, but I've never been in a bad situation before.
Yeah, I've never been afraid. Well, you learn at the consultation. I mean, if the dog is iffy, then you got to figure something out. Like, you can't be going into someone's house with a vicious dog, but actually the most scared I've ever been was of a cat when I had to give it a shot. Cats can be probably scarier than dogs when you have to give them medicine.
Yeah, they don't like it, do they?
Yeah, actually that's the one time that I couldn't even do it because the cat wasn't having it. So, but you know, the owners understood. They knew their cat was vicious, so it worked out.
Here's a question for whoever would like to answer. What's it like owning your own business and being the franchisee? If you could sum it up in a few words, go around the room. We'll have everyone, you know, what it's like to own your own business and being a franchisee with In-Home Pet Services.
We're really excited about it because, like I said, our grand opening is tomorrow. So we just went through all of our training. But the thing we're most excited about is that we know we can make it as big as we want to make it. So we plan on just going big and doing everything, you know, as big as we can. And we're excited that we can kind of have control over that. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you
exactly.
have anything to add to that? No?
No, that pretty much sums it up.
And I mean, everybody is doing so well that it's like, you know, really encouraging. So
awesome. Who else would like to share?
I will. I think that one of the greatest parts about it is that you are your own boss. You do own the business, but you have the support of, it's sort of like a family. You know what I mean? You can count on anyone to help you, or, you know, maybe someone's been in a situation before, like I said, and you're still working, you're still part of a business, you're part of a huge business at this point, and you have this support system of, it's sort of like a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can call Robin up and just be like, I know you're eating dinner, but. So, you know, I think that's the greatest thing. And it is a lot of hard work. You know, it's not easy, but it's great at the same time.
It sounds like it's rewarding.
Definitely.
Who else?
I'll go. I opened a year and 3-4 months ago, and I didn't know what to expect at all. I used to, you know, at the first couple of months, I was so nervous. I said, Robin, what if I don't get clients? What if I don't get clients? And now I've overexceeded how many clients I'd have at this point, where I said I still need more staff, and I just added someone 3 weeks ago, and I need another person already. That everyone in my life is just shocked. They're like, I cannot believe how much you built up this business. I cannot believe how far you've come in this short period of time. And I said, that is why I bought a franchise. I told everybody from day one, when they said, do it yourself, don't do a franchise. Why are you going to do a franchise? I said, because she gave me all the tools to learn how to run a pet business. I was office managers. I was a flight attendant. What did I know how to run a pet business? So I learned it all from the franchisor, and here I am, over-exceeding all my expectations. It's amazing.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who else?
I have to say the best part is definitely being your own boss. And it's good because even though you still get the feeling of being your own boss, but then you still get the benefits of having someone who has more experience than you to answer your questions, like Robin. Like, so we are our own bosses, but we still have leadership to help us with anything that we need. And then besides the fact that you're running a business and it's a lot of work and stuff, it's fun. It's so much better than sitting in an office. Like, I can't even describe how much better it is to be walking around outside in the sun all day. Even in the snow and the rain, I'd rather be outside walking and playing with dogs and cats than doing anything else, especially than being inside in like a stuffy office in front of a computer.
Awesome, thank you. And Ruth?
What I love about, tell me the question again.
What's
it been a long day.
What's it like owning your own business and being a franchisee within Vet Services?
Well, I love the support, obviously, and you know, Robin's wonderful. I love the teamwork, and like Lisa and Heather and Danielle said, you know, you're your own boss and you have control, but you have someone to give you the leadership, and it's so true. I mean, Robin's always there, and you know, she wants to see you succeed and grow. And and I have no regrets.
Awesome. So, is there anything else that anyone would like to add before we wrap up today? Anything that hits your mind that you would like to talk about or share?
South Nassau's hiring.
What was that?
South Nassau's hiring.
And Herbie wants to say something.
Hey, Herbie.
Hi,
Herbie wants to say that he's so happy that I did this because I have so many clients that want Herbie to actually come on the walks with their dogs because they love him, and I get to bring him with me. So I actually, I don't know if you know this either, was the first client turned franchisee owner. So Robin watched Herbie for me while I worked in Manhattan, and I knew my company was going to end in 6 months, and I was just drawn to her website that said franchises available, franchises available. That stuck in my head. And I called her, and I said, is the territory near me open? She said, yes. I said, I'm coming to talk to you. This is it. I knew I wanted to run my own business, but I never really knew what. And I love dogs. I love animals. And I said, this is the perfect fit for me. So I was the first client turned owner.
And I used to walk Herbie when I worked for Robin before I opened up my branch too. I used to walk Herbie.
So he's been in it since day one at 9 weeks old.
Wow. Well, this says a lot. We have clients who become franchisee. We have employees that become franchisees. that says a lot about Robin and what she does and the team she's built. Well, I want to acknowledge you all for coming out and truly just sharing from your heart. Thank you, everyone.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you all, too. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah,
Bye.